Hello and welcome to Reason News. President Cyril Ramaphosa has announced the launch of a national dialogue, a landmark initiative aimed at shaping South Africa's future through broad-based consultation and inclusive engagement. The president's call comes at a time of significant political, economic, and social challenges and is intended to chart a new course for the country by bringing together voices from all walks of life. In a televised address from the Union Buildings, President Ramaphosa formally announced the start of the national dialogue. He described the initiative as a platform for South Africans to confront the country's most pressing issues and to build consensus on the way forward. The national dialogue is designed to be an inclusive, participatory process. It will bring together representatives from government, political parties, business, labor, civil society, religious groups, youth, and traditional leaders. The dialogue will be structured around a series of town hall meetings, sectoral forums, and digital platforms to ensure that all voices are heard. The key objectives include addressing economic inequality and unemployment, strengthening social cohesion and nation building, reforming the education and healthcare systems, tackling corruption and improving governance, and promoting safety, security, and the rule of law. Here's a video from the SABC News.
My fellow South Africans, today I wish to address you about the National Dialogue, an initiative that has been in discussion by a number of leaders in our country and many other people for some time. This initiative has been gathering great support and enthusiasm since it was proposed last year. It has been endorsed by a wide range of formations across society. Over the last few months, we've been engaged in discussions with various entities on the purpose and the form of the national dialogue. In the wake of these consultations, there is broad agreement that given the challenges our country is facing at the moment, we should convene the national dialogue. The idea of holding a dialogue is not a new concept in our country. In many ways, having dialogues is part of our DNA as a nation. At every important moment in the history of our country, we have come together as a nation to confront our challenges and forge a path into the future in dialogue with one another. Through dialogues, we were able to deal with the challenges that the apartheid system caused in our country and achieved peace and overcame violence. We established a democracy and ended apartheid. Following the negotiations process, we used dialogue to start building a united nation where once there had only been conflict and division. We achieved all this because we came together in dialogue to discuss our difficulties, our concerns, our hopes, and our aspirations as a people. For more than 30 years, we have worked together to realize the promise of our democratic constitution. We have made great strides as a nation, expanding freedom, deepening democracy, and building a better life for millions. Yet we face persistent challenges. Poverty, unemployment, and inequality are deep wounds that prevent us from reaching our full potential as a nation and as a country. Millions of people are underemployed and unemployed. Many of those who work earn wages that cannot sustain them or their families. Crime, gender-based violence, and corruption are prevalent across our society. We are therefore called upon at this moment to direct all our efforts to build a thriving, inclusive economy that creates jobs and opportunities. We are called upon to build safer communities and create a better future for our children. We are also called upon to give all sectors of our society men and women, young and old, persons with disabilities, the LGBTQI community, and urban and rural people a voice to determine how we address the problems of today and build the South Africa we want for future generations. That is why we have agreed to convene an inclusive national dialogue. The dialogue will be a people-led, society-wide process to reflect on the state of our country in order for us to reimagine our future. The national dialogue is a chance for all South Africans from all walks of life to come together and help shape the next chapter of our democracy. Through the national dialogue, we seek a shared vision of what it means to be a South African and develop a new national ethos and common value system. It is an opportunity to forge a new social compact for the development of our country, a compact that will unite all South Africans with clear responsibilities for different stakeholders: government, business, labor, civil society, men and women, communities, and citizens. It is anticipated that the national dialogue will drive progress towards our Vision 2030 and lay the foundation for the next phase of South Africa's National Development Plan. The national dialogue itself is not an event. Rather, it will be a participatory process that unfolds in phases, from local consultations and sectoral engagements to provincial and national gatherings. In my capacity as the head of state, I will be calling a national convention on Friday, the 15th of August 2025. This national convention will represent the diversity of the South African nation.
Among the most urgent issues to be debated are the high rates of youth unemployment, persistent poverty, the energy crisis, and the need for land and economic reform. The president has also called for frank discussions on the state of democracy, public trust in institutions, and the role of South Africa on the African continent and the world stage. Participants are encouraged to propose practical solutions and to engage in honest, respectful debate. Reaction to the announcement has been swift. The Democratic Alliance welcomed the dialogue but cautioned that it must lead to concrete action, not just more talk. The EFF called for the inclusion of marginalized voices and warned against elite capture of the process. Civil society groups and labor unions have expressed support, highlighting the need for grassroots participation. The national dialogue will roll out over the next 6 months, with the first round of town hall meetings scheduled for July. An online portal will allow citizens to submit ideas and feedback. The process will culminate in a national convention where recommendations will be consolidated and presented to Parliament and the President for action. Analysts say the national dialogue could be a turning point for South Africa, reminiscent of the CODESA talks that paved the way for democracy in the 1990s. If successful, it could restore public trust, foster unity, and set the stage for a new era of inclusive development. However, the process faces challenges ensuring broad participation, managing differences, and converting dialogue into real change. Much will depend on the political will of leaders and the engagement of ordinary citizens. President Cyril Ramaphosa's announcement of a national dialogue marks a bold step toward shaping South Africa's future together. As the process unfolds, the eyes of the nation will be on the voices that emerge, the solutions proposed, and the actions taken. We will continue to bring you updates and in-depth analysis as the dialogue progresses. Until next time, stay informed, stay updated, and stay curious.